ABC 13 Eyewitness News starts now.
Breaking news on a busy Wednesday afternoon. We are working to get more information on several developing stories. First, a raid in downtown Houston. The FBI's Houston office tweeted saying it was leading a multi-agency law enforcement operation with the Texas Anti-Gang Task Force. This is happening at the Abel Bonds business on Austin Street. The Bureau hasn't said why it's targeting this business. Minutes ago, a jury in Virginia returned a verdict in the Amber Heard Johnny Depp defamation lawsuit. The jury decided that Heard did defame Depp with her claims that he abused her before and during their short marriage. The jury awarded Depp $15 million in damages. As for Heard's $100 million counterclaim, the jury awarded her $2 million in compensatory damages. She claimed Depp defamed her by calling her claims a hoax. Depp and Heard each accused the other of physical assault and destroying their careers. Now to Uvalde, where more victims of the Robb Elementary School shooting are being laid to rest. The funeral mass for 10-year-old Jose Manuel Flores started just about an hour ago. Visitations for Nevaeh Bravo, JC Loevenos, Jalai Salgado, and Eliana Torres are also all today. The funeral for Robb Elementary School teacher Irma Garcia and her husband Joe was this morning. She died in the shooting. Her husband died of a heart attack just 2 days later. And earlier today, Governor Greg Abbott asked special legislative committees to come up with solutions that would protect all Texans. Abbott says he wants these committees to examine and develop recommendations on school safety, mental health, social media, police training, and firearm safety. Texas Democrats are demanding a special session to discuss assault weapons, but Abbott hasn't said if he'll call one. The head of the Texas State Teachers Association is saying, quote, Governor Abbott's response to appoint more committees to study school safety, well, that's very weak. The victims' families and all Texans deserve better than that. The governor and legislators refuse to address the real issue, enact responsible gun laws to keep guns out of the hands of people who should not have them. That is a quote. The head of the Uvalde CISD police is responding now to reports that the district is not cooperating with the DPS investigation of their response to the shooting. Listen.
Just so everybody knows, we've been in contact with DPS every day, just so you all know.
They say
every day.
They say that you're not cooperating.
I've been on the phone with them every day.
But they say you're not cooperating. So just 2 seconds.
Just so you know, we've been talking to them every day.
There have been questions recently about whether the Uvalde City and school police departments are cooperating with state investigators. DPS says the departments have been cooperating, but Chief Arundado has not responded for days to their request for a follow-up interview. The school district says it has and will continue working with law enforcement. And the DPS is revising their timeline of events that led up to the shooting again. This time, they're clarifying how they believe the shooter got into the school. ABC's Rena Roy explains.
As the days go on, more and more questions about what exactly happened inside Robb Elementary School last week when a gunman opened fire, killing 21 innocent people. Authorities now walking back what they originally said about how the gunman got into the school on Friday, saying that a teacher left a door propped open, allowing the gunman to enter. But now the teacher's lawyer telling the San Antonio Express News she had propped the door open to get food from her car, saw the gunman crash his truck, ran back into the classroom to get her phone and dial 911, then closed the door shut after realizing the gunman was heading toward the school. Her lawyer saying she thought the door would lock because that door is always supposed to be locked. Now the Texas Department of Public Safety confirming the teacher's story. These images appear to show the gunman walking right into the building.
Guy with a rifle.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
So many different stories coming out of that town. Here's another show of support for people in Uvalde here in Houston. The Texans coaches and players wearing orange practice T-shirts at their workout today. The text on the shirts read, "We are Texans, we stand with Uvalde." The Texans also announced today that the team is supporting the families of the victims. The Texans, Dallas Cowboys, and the NFL are donating a combined $800,000 to the Robb School Memorial Fund. If you'd like to donate to this fund as well, we've got a link on abc13.com. Now to a tragic story in West Houston. We have learned that a woman in a wheelchair and 2 children, believed to be between 10 and 15 years old, died in an apartment fire this morning. 11 families are also looking for a new place to live now. This fire broke out just before people started waking up this morning. The apartment building is located on Whittington, which is near South Dairy Ashford. ABC 13's Rita Garcia shares how a mother and her baby boy escaped the flames.
The fire chief just put out this tweet, in fact, confirming that the search for victims continues. So does the investigation into the cause of the fire. Now, arson investigators are still on the scene now while fire officials track down family members of the 3 who died.
Sky 13 over the scene of a fatal 2-alarm apartment fire on Whittington Drive near South Dairy Ashford early this morning. Officials say the 3rd floor collapsed into the 2nd floor, displacing 11 families and leaving 3 people dead, 2 men and a woman in the same apartment unit.
The most difficult part is being respectful of the deceased as we pull them out, because we want to be decent to the family. We want to bring home their loved ones. And from there, yes, it's going to be a difficult task, working through the debris, making sure that the searches are complete, the fire's out. Assistant
Fire Chief Michael Meyer says more than 40 firefighters worked quickly and managed to save a portion of the building while evacuating most of the residents. Shiante Singleton and her baby made it out just in time. And that's what matters, she says, despite losing everything she owns.
I'm still sad about losing my stuff, but I'm just glad me and my son are safe still. So I can get material stuff back. But I'm just happy me and my son are good. I tried to help other people get out by banging on the door. I did what I could. I called 911, and I just tried to do everything I could.
The American Red Cross was also out at the scene today working with the 11 families who have lost everything. And while we still don't know the cause of the blaze, the assistant chief says it's a good reminder for everyone to double check those smoke alarms and make sure they are working properly.
Rita, thank you. Coming up this afternoon, how Instagram is going to use your feed to help look for missing children in immediate danger. And why the man who tried to assassinate a U.S. president will be free in just a couple of weeks.
A lot of us today just looking at partly sunny conditions and hot temperatures, but a few of us are seeing some cooling downpours. You can see them popping up now over towards Conroe. Most of these are showers, but a few thunderstorms are possible. If you hear thunder, there's a chance you could also be looking at heavy rainfall and some gusty winds. We will continue to have this chance for a few of these scattered showers and storms for the next few hours, but rain chances should decrease as we head into the later evening hours. Today, also the official start of the Atlantic hurricane season. We'll take a closer look at the tropics coming up.